good afternoon and good evening, and thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Starbase Weekly, the RGV aerial deep dive into images he captured from the ground and air in Boca Chica, Texas. Our dedicated team will guide you through with the latest updates and theories at Starbase, Texas. To the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for future streams.
Oh man, you have the best intros, I swear.
Yeah.
Well, we have Grandpa Joe with us as well. Grandpa Joe, how are you doing?
Hey guys, it's Grandpa Joe. I'm doing great. I'm actually live here on site at Starbase.
Very nice, very nice. And my name is Zach. If you guys didn't know that, welcome to today's episode. And we got a special one for you guys today. First of all, wanted to apologize for the little delay with getting the show started. Um, as some of you may know, I'm actually down in um, South Texas as well. So I would be at the launch site, but I'm here with you guys. So I'm staying at this hotel right now, and it has absolutely horrible internet service. So luckily, I was able to get some help from Maria Pointer, and she let me come over to her house and do the stream from there. So shout out to Maria Pointer, and shout out to Starlink for making it possible to do this because, um, yeah, the this island does not have the greatest internet service. I'm on Port Isabel right now, so. But with that, like I said, we have a great show for you guys today. Grandpa Joe and I were lucky enough to go on a flyover with Mauricio um, this week on, what was that, Saturday? Yesterday? Jeez, man, all these days are blended in, um, blending together. So, yeah, we have some great images from that too. So I think maybe we'll start off with that. Um, I oh, actually, let me show you guys something really quick. I just want to show everybody the view out here. Um, Gotta see how I'll pull this up though. Not on my normal computer setup today, so things are a little bit weird.
We like weird, don't worry.
Here we go. I'll switch over to this. I took this on my cell phone a little bit ago, so it's a little bit grainy. Hold on one second. But this is the view from Marie's backyard, looking at the
That is
see the
beautiful.
build site back here.
Maria's getting lots of love.
Oops. Yeah, this view is awesome. Last time I came here, I wasn't able to see anything at all because the it was so hazy and foggy outside. So this is a nice change to actually get to see um, this view this time around. It's really amazing out here. But let me show some other stuff from this week. We got, like I said, we went on the flyover with Mauricio, and I think a lot of people never get to really like see the things that Mauricio has to do in order to get these images for the show. So I wanted to show a little video of Mauricio um, taking some shots outside of the window. I love this video. Hold on, give me 1 second while I pull this up.
You might want to mute that video because I saw it and I heard it and you can hear so much of the wind. I don't want
Okay,
people
yeah,
to
I
get
will.
startled.
Good job, thank you, because I would have definitely
Volume warning.
scared myself. Let me swap over to that again. Oh wait, this is landing right now. this isn't the one that I thought it was. But this is actually a cool video though, because this is Mauricio uh, landing the plane right now, and as you can tell, we're like on the brink of stalling. um, but it was funny because he like warns us ahead of time. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not good at landing." And so as we're coming in, you guys can see that it's kind of like all over the place a little bit.
I'm sorry.
And I
Did
was
you
like,
say he told you as you were landing that he's not good at landing?
well, he told us before we took off that he wasn't good at landing, and so I started thinking about it as we were coming in. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he's not really good at this, and I think he did a pretty good job though. It was smooth. It
Literally
looked like
ride and
at the
die.
yeah on the approach, I would say it looked like uh, a little scary, but it was overall a really smooth flight. So we had a fun time.
I thought it was as smooth as a commercial landing, if not smoother. Great job, Mauricio. And thanks for getting me home alive.
All right.
I got one more for you guys, and sorry I have to keep switching back and forth between this. As you guys can tell, normally things are a lot smoother when I'm at my house. So here we go.
You stop worrying. You're doing great. I was about to shout
Up.
myself out in chat. Whoops. Sorry.
As you say that, my screen goes black. So
I'm here to jinx all of your electronic needs.
Don't drop it.
That is so
I was worried
scary.
about dropping my phone here. I was like,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Zach had a death grip on that thing.
oh yeah, I was grabbing it. So, like you can see the launch site on the bottom. Oh, hold on, let me go back a little bit. That's my finger. So yeah, I actually had a question, Mauricio, because I was wondering, like, half the time, are you even looking at what you're shooting? Because there was
Yes.
times where I was like, I don't think you can see that. You're just taking pictures.
No, we look at the LCD screen there. It's
Yeah.
right there. That's how I know what I'm taking photos of.
But
I'm
there
not.
was times where you had it like all the way out the window, and the screen was still like you didn't even have the screen tilted back towards you. You know?
Hey man, I've been doing this for a long time. I kind of.
He's like, I don't need.
It's not,
That's
I
what
don't
I
need
was
to look
thinking
at this
though.
point.
Like you don't even need the screen. You just point and random shoot. You know?
He's a Jedi, my friend. He doesn't need to see with his eyes.
No, I'm just kidding. I know he's actually. I was actually interested in knowing whether or not you truly were looking at things when you shoot them, because a lot of times a lot of photographers aren't able to actually like see what's in the image. They just take the picture and like hope that there's something good in there. Um, because I mean that's just kind of how it is because you're taking so many pictures in a row. But uh, I know that's not the case because Mauricio actually, the first thing that he saw when we got there, he called us out from like super far away. Um, this was, I think, the first image that we took when we got there at Massey's, and he's like, "Oh man, they imploded the can crusher or the test tank," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "How can you see that from here?" And I was sitting there taking pictures of it myself, and I wasn't able to see it. So uh, even after I saw the pictures, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you're seeing that, but um, that is exactly what happened. We have ourselves a crushed test tank at the Sanchez site, and I don't really know how to explain this one, but I think Jax would like to hop on that. So, Jax, what happened here?
so yeah, as we've covered in the previous streams, EDOM has popped before. This isn't the first time that it's ruptured, although this is a much more extreme case. If you look on the top dome, the hole where the dome cap had blown off isn't there anymore. So they did repair the test tank, which to me suggests that the first test was a failure. Not just that the dome failed, but it was not the result they wanted. But they retested it. They did this, and the most of the bottom dome shot off. There's one
Where
other
is it?
angle. It's still under it. If you go to the two photos to the right and zoom underneath of it, the dome's just sitting there.
Oh
Oh
wow, is
my
that it?
goodness.
Yeah. And once the dome blew out, the rapid pressure change it imploded the test tank, and we saw a very similar um, type of failure on Starship serial number 1, when its aft dome failed and the entire thing imploded and shot into the air. But yeah, that's
So
it really
Jax,
went.
what you're saying is this could be okay. This is fine.
I think there's a higher chance it's okay than it was last time. Yeah. I'd like to think that this went well, which is good.
And so
Yeah,
the
that's sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, I was just going to ask the purpose of this, if this is a good thing, is to figure out the upper limits, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, Zach.
No, I was gonna. I was looking for the flight aware because I saw a comment from and a donation from 55 Chevy guy, which just reminded me of something that I was
Mm-hmm.
going to show you guys. So I'm looking for the flight aware data that we had from that flight because it's actually pretty funny. Um,
While you look
let
for
me
that,
see.
can I give the shout outs?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we got lots of donations already. People are so generous as always. We have a $5 Australian donation from Martin Hogan who says cheers. We have a $20 donation from 55 Chevy Guy, our favorite friend. And he says to help pay for extra fuel and for taking the extra human ballast on the flyover. And he's referring to the fact that Zach and I'm assuming he's referring to the fact that Zach and GPJ were on that plane with Mauricio this time. And what we all noticed, and it was hilarious, was the fact that the plane had a lot of trouble going up with all that extra weight of these two gents.
Yeah, I gotta show this. So I'm looking for it here in the background because I was getting set up a little bit late today, so
Uh,
I didn't have time to like gather everything. But
I
let's
have
see
it
if we
in
can
the
grab it.
VC comments.
Okay, perfect.
And we also have another donation from JK Video who donated $20. Thank you so much, all three of you. We really, really appreciate it.
Oh, uh, there was a better one that kind of showed it a little clearer. I think that Jax had it, but um, Jax, you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Which photo again? Sorry.
From the flyover when we were you guys were tracking us.
Oh, I don't know if I have that on hand. I can try to pull something
I will
up.
show this one then. There was a really good one that had it a little bit clearer, but this will have to do for now. So let's check this out. So you guys can kind of see that oh man, I wish this didn't have all the dots on it. But so when we took off, we had to um, circle Brownsville or South Padre for quite a while. This is not going to be enough to show this actually. I'm going to have to get the other image because it shows how many circles that we had to go in order to do this. So I'm going to come back to this and then we'll show it a little bit later. But yeah, it took us quite a while to get up to altitude. Um, and just the additional weight, I think that two of us added nearly not 300 like what, I don't know how much we added. I don't know how much you weigh, Grandpa Joe. But quite a considerable amount, so it took us about 45 minutes.
370 pounds.
Yeah, took us about uh
Liar.
here we
No,
go,
that
I
was
found it.
that's our
It was
combined
Jeff
weight.
that had it. Thank you, Jeff. All right, here we go. So now you guys can see it right here. This is the path that we took, so we had to like zigzag over South Padre trying to gather altitude. And the problem was that, well, Mauricio kept wanting to turn left, but the wind was blowing south, and so because we couldn't get the altitude, turning left would have like sent us over inside of the TFR. I'm not sure where that bubble is, but we had to do all that altitude climbing over here, and then it's kind of like a roller coaster, honestly, because you're just like waiting to get to the top, and then finally we were up there, and Mauricio was like, "All right, we're at 10.5. Let's take the left." And so, yeah, we immediately went over Sanchez, and then did a few laps around the rest of Starbase. But yeah, all around really fun flight. But let's go ahead and actually, you know what? I want to ask Mauricio, how long does it normally take for you to get up to altitude?
Right. So on the 182, it usually takes about 15 20 minutes just to get there. We're talking about the 182 with the higher horsepower engine. we used the 172, and then on top of that, we have 2 extra humans on board. So it took us about 40. I want to say between 45 minutes and an hour. I wasn't keeping track. I think it was more. I think it was about an hour, to be honest.
It
45 minutes
was.
to an hour.
We were keeping track
And
on the ground.
yeah, and the reason it took so long is because, I mean, extra weight, not much. The aircraft, takes a while to get up to that particular altitude. And I remember telling you that, I was when I was flying the airplane, I tried to make it climb. We were climbing at the end like 50 feet a minute, which is nothing, I believe. And I kept trying to make it go up and up, but there's only so much pitch you can do on these aircraft before you start to stall out. And I heard the stall warning a few times, and that wasn't a good sign. So I just, that's why it took a long time. Can't really do much with these aircraft.
The funny thing about that is I was listening for the stall warning and I never heard it. So I was like, I feel like we're stalling right now, but it doesn't. I haven't heard the noise yet, so I think I just wasn't listening for the right sound. I was expecting like fighter jet noises, but that wasn't the case. So I got some images of the plane too,
Does that
just
mean
so you
you were
guys can see it.
listening for pew pew pew? I'm just kidding. Sorry. Sorry.
Um, let's see. I got this image right here. This is the actual plane, so you guys can see it's quite small in the back, and you put anybody back there, then you're adding a ton of weight. So uh, glad we were able to actually do it, and we didn't have to like turn around or anything. So yeah, it was a fun day. We actually, as you guys can see, got there at 7:30 or 6 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning. We took off at
6:30.
about 7:30. So yeah, we were up with the sun, and you will kind of notice that a little bit in the images this week, but we're still able to see a ton of detail, and it was a really good flyover. My images were absolutely terrible, so I'm not going to show any of the pictures that I took because y'all don't want to see that.
Jim
But
Cabot
let's,
has a question before you get going.
yeah.
He's asking Mauricio, how long is an average flight in total?
It depends. Could be between an hour and a half to 2 hours and a half. This particular time, I think we did um, closer to like 2.5 hours because of the extra time. So
It was actually 2 hours on the nose, right to the minute.
yeah, they went by I think it came out a little bit more because they go by the tack. There's a tack meter that tells you
Oh,
the run time
well,
on the engine. So
yeah, we took off at 7:30, but we actually, started the engine right before then. So yeah, the taxi and all that.
yeah, it took a while, but it was fun. I want to say it was fun hanging out with you guys, and hopefully we get to do it again soon.
Thanks, Mauricio. It was a great experience for me too, and thanks for having me. And yeah, anytime.
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to actually see that process and get a little bit more appreciation for how difficult that is. So um, definitely thanks for taking us with you, and hopefully, I think Indy might go at some point. She was actually supposed to come down with us, but she didn't.
I
She just
am
started a new job, so it's all good.
so wanting to come. I'm gonna bring Thomas too. We'll all come, and then I'll pick you up too, Zach and GPJ. Well, GPJ can pick you up, but we'll all come together. I know we can't fly together unless we get a bigger plane, Mauricio. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So with that, let's get into the show. This time around, I don't have to worry about accidental or like not accidental, but unstacking of the ship while we're in the show because I'm looking out the window to make sure that doesn't happen. So, um,
So
Yeah, Zach,
lucky.
I think I may have a good view if you check in Discord.
oh yeah, you're out there right now. So, um, yeah, sorry, I can't. It's hard for me to check Discord right now because I only have one screen. So, um, I have to. I'll grab that in a second. But let's hop into. Let's continue with the over at Massey's. So we talked about this crushed can, and I do think it's interesting, as Jax was saying, that that they repaired the top, and then now it failed on the bottom. So I think this one's done now. They actually have another one of these under construction, right, Jax?
Well, we know that there's another test tank that they're building somewhere. We speculated that it could be an E-dome test tank, but we don't know for sure. We're gonna have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah. So we also have another interesting thing to note here is that well is the next test tank larger
Uh, I don't know if we have seen enough of it to know
to
for
know?
sure. Yeah.
So the reason I ask is because it looks like they're going to be bringing in another. Well, I'm actually not sure about that because when they poured the base for these tanks, they did the actual like lifted base at the same time, and so these right here are kind of just pads, but I mean it's the same spacing as the other one, so it looks like a third tank is going to be here soon. And so I don't know. To me, I was wondering if maybe it was possible that they need another one for like an even larger test tank. Um, but I mean, with all the other things that we see that they're bringing down here, it kind of is again starting to look like that Raptor test facility might be coming. But it's tough to tell. They cleared out all this dirt again. I mean, they had this all piled up last time. Um, so this makes what this uh, the third time that we've cleared all this. Oh wow, that was a pretty massive donation right there. Indy, do you want to cover that one?
Sure. We just got a huge, well, we've been getting donations since we've started the show. So first off, thank you all. We did get a large Australian dollar donation for 79.99. I think it's 79.99. But Jake says, for the Dream Team, thanks from Australia for running these sessions. Love it. We appreciate all of you. And then we also have additional donations starting from the top. We have a $5 donation from Cosmic who says, Happy Halloween. Thanks, guys. Another $20 donation from Moon to Mars who says, Thanks to all of you guys. Oh, thanks to all you guys do. Excuse me. We have a funny donation from Yazada for $5. So he's donating for the E-Dome Repair Fund. Sorry, Jaxie. And then James Wilson came in with $20 and says, I want to ride on that plane of yours, Mr. Mauricio. And then Julian Richards with a £5 donation, a bit towards fuel. Thank you all for what you do. And then our favorite Peanut, or Peen what? with his $5 donation, Party Flight Crew Fund.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the donations. Yeah, the flyover was definitely more expensive this time since we had to spend more time up there. So appreciate all the donations. I'm sure Mauricio appreciates it even more. Um, so thanks again. And yeah, um,
Oh, we are missing one donation. Per my word, every time I run into Mauricio on the side of the road, I just give him $20.
oh yeah, he
That's just
actually
weird,
did that this
GPJ.
time.
Hey, it's the best way. You keep it under the radar. You know, IRS doesn't have to get it. No, it goes straight to fuel for the plane.
For sure. Um, so we have more dirt work happening at Massey's. They taketh and they giveth back. They've taken away from here, and they've moved dirt over to this side. And this is completely different dirt because you guys can see this is that good stuff right here. It's like nice and perfect. There's no rocks in it, or broken up concrete or anything. This is like you could build a garden on top of this. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's the good stuff.
Yeah. And so they, it's just weird. They got this little ramp right here for some reason. And then over here, they're actually flattening everything out. So it's looking pretty good. Like almost you can put a parking lot on top of it. But I have a feeling that we'll probably see more concrete back here. Um, oh, wow. I think they may redo the road too, the way that it looks right here. It kind of seems that they're forming a curb right here. So Um, Massey's is becoming more and more exciting every single week. I just wish that we got some views of that thing exploding.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's even more of us down here than normal right now with the whole Crowfest celebration. So I'm surprised we didn't just happen to see it. Somebody happened to see it on the way up there or something like that. Just like take the corner and see this thing pop up. But it probably didn't. It probably wasn't as visible as last time, I'm guessing, because last time it popped up top and so it was spraying upwards.
Yeah.
And this one,
It looks like it happened fairly early in the week too, because if you look, there's no cryo pipes running to it anymore. There's no
Oh
vent
wow,
stack. They've
very
completely
good point.
taken stuff apart.
I was going to ask you, did it happened when something else was happening too, right? There weren't didn't this like sneak in on the side? Somebody said it as an aftermath. I thought it happened at the same time something else was happening. We were watching something else. They did their whole standard distraction thing.
Well, remember
Oh, like
th-
during one of the other cryo tests?
I feel like something was happening because we were all focused on something else, and someone said, "Oh, I think they just tested at Massey's."
well,
Interesting.
remember though, this thing has popped twice. That was the I think that was the first time. We didn't even know they had
No, but the first
prepared
time
this yet.
Mauricio flew over it. That's how we
Yeah,
knew it happened.
we didn't know they tested this this time around until yesterday when Mauricio flew over. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, the first time that I flew
Ah,
over, I saw it. Um, I remember seeing it happen during the flight, and then I contacted the lab Hydro crew so that they can point their cameras that way. And yeah,
Oh,
it was nice seeing it pop. I think it popped after I landed
but
that
this time
first
you
time.
didn't. When you did the ground, when you went for ground shots, you didn't bring. Did you bring the drone with you?
I took the drone with me, but I was I had
Yeah,
how should I couldn't
Yeah.
stop.
yeah, I got you. No need to go into it, but yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool if you had have gotten the drone up there just to see. I guess if we could nail down the date even closer, but we know it's sometime within the last 7 days. So yeah, interesting find there. But other than that, like I said,
Well,
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Jax?
well, I just thought it was interesting. Going off of this groundwork you're saying over here, where
Yeah,
they had those two flaps sitting on the ground, but they've moved them over to the corner of the site. They're just clearing out all the garbage to get this work
yeah. Look
done.
at this. This looks like they're gonna pave all of this as well too.
Yeah,
And then the flaps are now.
over there.
Oh man, I don't get.
over
I don't get why
where?
they're here.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Yeah, I just want to see those placed somewhere. Like um, they already have one at the airport, but I mean, if you're
Yeah,
not going to use them, you might as well take them somewhere else, right?
I guess apparently they're flap collectors. I mean, until they pulled SN8's flap out of nowhere, we didn't really realize it, but they'd kept this flap in some shed for like over a year.
Like, all right, well, we need to get this out of here. Um, and surprisingly, this place doesn't look as packed as I'm expecting it to right now because when we go over to the Sanchez site, you guys will see that they've been clearing that out even more lately. So we might as well just go over there right now, unless you guys have some other stuff to cover here.
Please,
I
let's
think,
go.
Yep.
yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yeah. So like I was saying, at the Sanchez site, um, oh, well, this is the opposite side of that. So let's take a look at it from this view. This is literally the cleanest it's ever looked. So I don't know. I'm starting to get the feeling that there's a major project in the works at Starbase that they just haven't announced yet. So you guys can see that all of this entire triangle almost is cleared now. Looking pretty nice. And then this is the only like the biggest of all the like trash, I guess, that's still left around, scrap essentially. And other than that, I mean, it's looking pretty clean everywhere else. Look at the pad for Booster 8.
Well, it's beautiful. Yeah.
They even got a nice driveway for the SPMTs, so they don't have to like do some weird moves to get out of here.
Yeah.
Is this for certain for Booster 8, or is that just where we're leaning towards?
As far as I'm aware, they put it on SPMTs right now, and we expect it to roll back on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Why not today?
Yeah, I know. Why not today?
Well, I hope they wait until the show's over because I'm probably going to go out there after we're done here. So
Before the show ends, or right now, if you don't mind, could we switch over to GPJ? I know he's live and I know he has to go. So I was hoping if you wouldn't mind if we switched over real fast. I can switch over if you
Yeah,
prefer because I know you're on a single screen.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So everyone just bear with me real fast. We're going to switch over to GPJ. There he is. Go ahead, GPJ.
You guys, I just wanted to say hello from Starbase. I'm living a dream that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is see full stack and get to share that with y'all. And I just want to say thanks to RGV and Zach and Indian Star and Jackson, all the team here that does these broadcasts. It's all wonderful, and I'm just so happy to be a part of the team. And hey, guys, I'm right next to the Starship. Oh my God. I can't tell you how happy I am. And with that, I'm going to go and tour the grounds and get out of Potatoeville and wish y'all all a happy show.
Have fun, GPJ.
All right. Love you. Bye.
See ya.
Zach, we're back to you.
Zach,
Zach.
you're muted.
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself briefly. Like I said, thanks for that, Grandpa Joe. It's nice to have that on-site action. We probably need to do more of that in the future. So um, it's like I said, awesome being down here, and I'm probably going to join him in the next few hours. So yeah, like I said, Sanchez site is clearing up, and we got, if most of you may have noticed this week, or if you haven't, they finally started building this tent right here, and there's some interesting stuff about this tent, um, particularly how. Jax, can you send me that? You know what I'm talking about?
I'll find it.
Yeah. So, well, first, while Jax is grabbing that, I'll just say that you guys can see that they've. Last week we were trying to compare it to the other two tents to see if, or sorry, the other three tents to see if it was going to be the same size. But it looks like it's just a little bit thinner, and they do have all of the electrical conduits are like coming out of these holes right here, and there's a bunch more in here too. That it's hard to see them with the um, just from this angle, but yeah, this is going to be a pretty large building, and we speculated that it would most likely be either to store um, booster parts or Raptors. And what did we end up finding out, Jax?
Well, that is there's a filing. I'm looking for it. So it's listed
Oh,
as
was it
the.
investigations? Hold on.
I'm trying to search through it. The website, the Texas government website where it's posted is down for maintenance right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Maybe they
but
caught the issue.
yeah, I hope so because that was a pretty big mistake they made.
All right. So basically what we found was that they're supposed to be building it's a Raptor storage facility, right?
Yeah, it was some inventory tent for something, but there was the one kind of glaring part of that document.
Yeah. So the document listed the actual size of the building, and it said that it was going to be 480,000 square feet, which I'm looking for these photos right here so we can show you guys what 480,000 square feet looks like at Sanchez, because it's pretty funny. Um,
Here, I'll try to
and
find it.
on top of the size of it, they also said that the actual where is this? I don't get where this went. I cannot find those images. They said that the cost of it was it like 3.6 million or something like that?
Yeah, it was about 3.5 million.
Almost like it's just disappeared. I don't get why I can't find it.
But yeah.
But oh, here we go. So we have right here this image.
So we're still looking at
Over.
a
I know I'm
picture.
switching it over. I'm
Okay,
trying to
sorry.
get it to swap.
Alt tab, alt tab.
Um, yeah, that's weird. Oh, duh. So this is what we realized is 400. This is what 480,000 square feet looks like.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's bigger than the Star Factory. Um, and the problem with that is I mean, obviously that's just not going to happen. There's no way you could build a single tent in at the Sanchez site. That's 480,000 square feet. Um, so we figured that there must have been an error there because the Mega Bay is only what 360,000 square feet or something like that.
Yeah,
And
something like that.
I think the first section of it, as far as we could tell, oh, man, they really aren't available. The first section of the Star Factory, it cost 1.2 million or something like that. So the a building like that at Sanchez would be pretty extreme. It would be essentially another Star Factory. So that's clearly not going to happen. They're not going to build tents there. So we think it was just a really big rounding error or something like that.
Well, what we did do is we typed in what 48,000 square foot would be, and it's pretty much exactly what that uh, tent is looking like it's going to be. It's pretty much the perfect size.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they carried a zero, right? It's
Yeah.
48,000 square feet instead of 480.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think our guess was that when they did the price, they must have just calculated for a 480,000 square foot tent.
Dang,
Um,
that's a big tent.
nobody thought something was up.
Do they even make them that big?
Oh, that's a good question. I would like to see the tent calculator where you type in the square footage of the tent and it just spits out a price like,
It's
yep,
480,000
it's
feet big.
you got 3 million.
It's like the FAO Schwartz piano that you have to jump on each panel.
Well, yeah, it's funny. So $300,000 for a tent this size, I guess, makes a lot more sense. Um, but yeah, I mean, so what we're thinking is, um, so you have the two facilities right here, right? You have the one on the back of the high bay, and then you have this one, and um, it kind of makes sense that in my opinion, I initially said that maybe the Raptors would be in here, but we're also including the test facility in that. So that this building is actually not big enough for the testing facility to be in, but this one is, and I have a feeling it's going to be right here in this back corner where these holes are. So, and the one I'm talking about is actually inside of tent number one. And also, if you think about it, they need to have at least 33 plus 9 or plus 6 um, 39 engines on site at all times, if not double that amount, right? So like if you're gonna store all those engines, you can't double stack them. So this kind of makes sense that the larger of the two buildings would be potentially for Raptor storage.
I,
Um,
I'd like to interject. You shouldn't double stack them. You can double stack them.
Let Jack
yeah,
speak clear.
but the thing is that like with the booster parts, oh, do they have them out here right now? Do they stack some of the booster parts on top of each other, right? Like the shielding?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
But the shielding, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. So you could do that in here, but I mean, it doesn't make sense to. I mean, obviously, you can't put like shelves of Raptors. You know what I mean? So you're definitely gonna need a lot of space to store all that. And yeah, I'm glad they're. And actually, now if you also think about it, the amount of reinforcement that they put down here beforehand, I'm guessing, um, the Raptors, with that many of them sitting in one location, is probably pretty heavy. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to help see them get this finished because this is again probably something that has to be done before they can tear down tent one and two. But we think they may have actually started doing that this week, so we'll take a look at some of the evidence of that once we get over there. Um, well, not tearing it down, but they're at least starting on the next um, part of the Star Factory, it appears. So we'll take a look at that here in a few minutes. But other than that, we have not a whole lot going on in here. They are still working on this transport stand. I'm gonna see if we have some ground images of that this week. Um,
No, we don't. I don't think we took any this week.
oh man, I think you were just too distracted by something else out there. Um, which we may as well get to here in a second. I just want to make sure that there's nothing else happening at the Sanchez site that I'm forgotten.
Um, well, if I do want to take over a look at the test tank area. We had
Of course
this
you
week.
do. Let me get a good
Um,
one.
yeah, it's been a crazy week. So yeah,
You're
we have
telling
on
me.
the can crusher, after months and months of sitting uselessly, Booster 6 is on the can crusher now. Uh, I don't know what took them so long. I mean, this thing was stacked almost 11 months ago, but it's on the can crusher now. They're gonna put the a leg skirt on top of it and just crush it. And
Where did it go? Wasn't it
so
out here?
yeah, they took it off, moved it to tent 2, and are putting more stringers on it.
Oh,
I don't. So
they didn't like the amount of stringers on it?
gotta can never have enough stringers.
Well, okay, that doesn't make sense though, because if it has more stringers than what the ship has, then what are you really testing?
So I think and that's exactly the point. That tells us what they are and aren't testing. I think the mating surface kind of the stringers end just above the mating surface. So I wonder if they're just trying to stress that out. So kind of the booster inner stage and that kind of where the ship and booster connect. They're probably trying to stress that out. I don't necessarily understand that because they have been changed slightly on ship 24,
Right.
but it's probably fine enough, I guess.
But
Yeah.
Booster 6 is the same design as 5 and 4, right? Not as 7.
Yeah. It's
So, and the skirt is a newer skirt.
no.
Again, what are we testing here then? They're older, they're older models, like, and they're not. It's not like they're gonna fly Booster 4
Well,
or 5. So it's weird that they would. I mean, if the
yeah.
design has changed since then, it just kind of doesn't really make sense. It's almost like a test for fun. I don't get it.
Another one of the things that they've kind of randomly started working on out here is this stand just to the left. They've started taking some parts off of it. Um, no, I'm not sure if they're like setting it up maybe to do the nose cone cage again. I'm not sure, but they've started working on it again. So that's kind of interesting.
Wait, this wasn't. This whole thing was painted before. Did they add all these to the bottom?
I am not sure. I just know that they took some 6 kind of flooring plate things off the top of it.
All right, stand by. I'm gonna have to check an older image really quick.
We're being verified, Jaxie. You're being verified.
Let's check this. Load. What the
Well,
heck?
here in the center of the screen, you can see the eternal void.
This is a
Okay,
black
no,
hole.
it was there at least 2 weeks ago, but you can see this is
Yeah,
2 weeks ago versus today.
you can see those parts on the top that they took off.
Yeah, they took the plates off. They took the plate off, right?
Yeah.
Are you showing your mouse? Because we don't see it, my friend.
No,
Okay, good.
I'm about to swap back and forth, so
No
I'm
issue.
gonna go back to the other one again. So this is actually really cool. And I've been trying to actually do more of this where we're able to like show you guys like before and afters of things. So it's obviously not going to happen when I only have one screen, but still, this is kind of a good way of seeing things actually showing before and afters next to each other, because a lot of times it's hard to like really keep track of things that that have happened out here, because it's like could be like just a minuscule change, but this is actually a pretty big one. Um, oops, yeah, it's a pretty big one. So I don't get what they're doing with this, but so they removed this plate off of it and they stripped it down basically to the main superstructure. Um, and I'm guessing they're gonna. I mean, do you think they're taking the whole thing apart, Jax?
I don't know. And it'd be a big shame if they did because this is the bottom for the nose cone test cell thing. So it'd be kind of sad if they were to completely disassemble it, but they could build a new one, or they could get this and ready to do something again after a year and a half of being unused.
Yeah, that would be cool actually, because
Yeah.
this is actually one of my favorite structures out there. I don't know why. It's because it's just like super versatile, you know, like they've done well, attempted to do multiple things with it. I really wanted them to put a booster on top of this, um, but that never happened. So yeah, it's interesting to follow this thing because it's it's another one of those items that's just been like around for a long time and we never actually see anything happen with it. They just keep like changing it into different like just changing um, it into different configurations, which like kind of makes no sense. So, um, but with that being said, um, actually, you know what, Jax? All of these ladders and stuff were part of it too, right?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I noticed that they've been taking various things off of it. So yeah, that's going to be one to follow. It'll be interesting to see in the flyover next week.
Yeah.
Uh,
It'll
yeah.
also be interesting to see Booster 8 sitting next to 5 next week. Or
Oh,
wait, 4.
4.
Sorry.
It'll rot together with booster 4.
Oh, Jaxie. It'll
I
live
like
long
that
and
they're
prosper.
both divisible by 4. That's pretty awesome. They were kind
Does
of
that
meant
mean
to be together.
does that mean booster 12's going there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Well, 12 won't fit here, so we'll have 8, 4, oh God, um, 15, 21, 20. They should put like plaques up, you
I
know?
thought one of them was 22. No?
21 and 22.
Okay.
Wait, 21, no, 21,
Oh,
22,
you're
right?
right the first time.
Dang it. 21, 22. Oh man. Anyways, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll have an even fuller garden next week, which will be pretty cool, I think. Um, you'll have a nice, cool shadow and another obstacle for Jared to fly his plane through. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But was there anything else you wanted to cover in here, Jax?
No, I think that's it.
Man, this place is super clean. Like,
Yeah, really. They've been, well, all of the garbage from there, they just moved to Massey's now, so
but even Massey's looks organized, you know?
a lot more than before, yeah. It's nice to see.
Yeah. Well, let's hop over to the ring yard, shall we? Actually, hold on.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that. And I wanted to show the backside of the high bay or mega bay, because we talked about that warehouse on the backside of it, which is right here. Um, and you guys can see that it does have 2 floors. So, and with the humans up there for scale, you can kind of see that this is like the size of a normal building, or sorry, a normal size floor, like a 10-foot ceiling or something like that, 8 to 10 foot ceiling. Versus down here, it's like extra vaulted. But I believe they can definitely put offices up here. We haven't seen any stairs appear yet in this building, so that's kind of interesting. Um, but uh, actually, no, I was about to say something that could never happen. I was going to say the elevators in this corner, they could exit out the elevator into here, but that would be stupid. So let's get back in the air. And
Yeah, here we
what
are.
do we got going on here this week? I want to show this from the back and then we'll work our way up.
Let's do it.
Here's the back side. This actually works from this angle. So they're still, as I said, working on this building, and now we can see that it does have 2 doorways. This is a terrible angle. Show that. You guys can't tell, I haven't had a chance to go through these images this week, but um, I think that may be the best one that shows it now that I'm scrolling through these.
Hey, Jax, didn't they close off the? I mean, just last week it looked like they had closed off the sides of that building, and now they're open again. I might be mistaken there, but
Hmm. I can't remember for sure. You might be right.
Well, there was 3 of them, I think. There was one here. Oh, Yeah, there was 1, 2, 3 on this side, and then there was the one here. So I think they closed up the 2 edges, was what it was last time, possibly.
You're right, and that white stuff is new too.
That might actually be the siding,
Okay, it's new.
the start of it. I don't know. I can't tell for sure. But they have the. I think this is some of the paneling right here.
Oh,
What?
that makes sense. Wow.
What is that?
Mm.
Hold on, we need a better image now. What are those? Just pipes? Can't even see them.
Well, at a first glance, they appear to be some type of long, thin object. And that's my input.
So yeah, I think they're just these are like, I can't tell if they're conduit or actual pipes, but again, the Raptor test facility I think would need something like that in there because it's gonna have um, be like pressure testing Raptors and all that stuff. So there should be like a lot of pipe work in that building. So wherever that ends up, um, I honestly wasn't expecting it to go into the high bay or the mega bay side, but yeah, keep an eye on that. But what were you gonna say about the? Let's move on to the front of the mega bay jacks.
Well, I guess this is the first week that, I mean, it's been properly busy out there. Um, so I guess I want to start with the high bay. And I guess we can use this photo, yeah. So on the right here, they started stacking ship 27 this week. So that's ship 27. 26 and 27 are probably going to be following each other very, very close. I'd imagine even rollouts, they'll be in quick succession. Um, then to the left we have the aft section, the thrust section for ship 26. They could use it on ship 27. I mean, it doesn't change much, but that should be for ship 26. So yeah, they're run, they're running out of space already. So
Yeah, and they can't. Do you think that when 25 comes back, it'll go back into the mega bay?
I don't know. They might have to. I mean, they're getting really cramped for space because they built all these these new facilities. Then they met that production rate, so they're full again.
Yeah, I feel like they're almost maxed out on their production speed right now.
Well, they have sped up a lot, and I think that became very apparent with the other big thing this week, Booster 9. Uh, it
Oh
it
yeah,
took
we
yeah.
have Booster 9 fully stacked. Let me see if I can get an angle of that.
We have some pretty nice ground photos, and so Booster 9, we anticipate might be replacing Booster 8, uh, and it's nearly where Booster 8 is at in production, much quicker. Uh,
Much quicker.
much quicker. The stacking took a similar amount of time, but Booster 8 took like another 1 or 2 months to even be where this is at, like with COPVs and all that.
But isn't that
They're
because of Booster 7, not because of Booster 8?
it absolutely is, but they're learning these boosters. They're learning how to build them, so it gets faster and faster each time.
Agreed.
Hey Jax,
Yeah.
is since y'all believe that Booster 8 is going to a rocket garden, does that mean that Booster 9 is replacing Booster 8, and is that compatible with the other ship?
So yeah, that's a really good question, and Booster 9 and Ship 25 are compatible with each other if they were to fly together. And I think a lot of the speculation has been that it will be 7 and 24 flying as a pair, and then 9 and 25 flying as a pair. Of course, it still remains speculation, but we'll see. But there's nothing stopping them from doing that. And 9 is a new upgraded booster, a revised booster.
Whoa, what is going on here? What is this load spreader?
You remember the cryo shell spreader?
Um,
It's like that,
kind
but
of.
9 meters. It's like where you have the triangle and it's bars hanging off each of the points.
So it's not grab. They don't lift it from here. They lift it from.
No,
What
not
are
in
they
the wide
doing?
bay. In the wide bay, they don't use the load points.
Oh, I thought they did. That makes sense though, because you don't want it to be swinging back and forth. So, um, wow.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Booster 8 doesn't even have grid fins, right? So it'll be interesting to see if that comes back to get
Well,
grid
I
fins
mean,
before they send it to the garden.
these are its grid fins. I mean,
Oh,
uh,
okay. Well, bye
yeah.
bye, 8.
Um, I think that the big thing with Booster 9 is the electric TVC, which we know that the aft section doesn't have the hydraulic power units, and that always left one question: where do the batteries go, and where do the Starlink dishes go? Mauricio's photos did answer one of those questions. And
Which one?
if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, underneath of
What is
the chip,
that?
uh,
Handwell?
there's just a lot of grinding. So if you go through the COPVs, we're gonna count down 4 COPVs.
One.
1, 2, 3, 4, and right at the bottom, you have a battery. So they have moved the batteries underneath of the chines now.
They reduce the amount of COPVs.
No, it's still. I think they just squished them closer together. I'm still. That's what I'm
I thought
trying
there
to
was
figure out.
5 on.
There's another one underneath of the battery.
Really?
Yeah, if you zoom in even more below, you'll see the COPV, kind of like through the stairs. Yeah, you can see the
You're
shine.
looking through the stairs. Hold on a second. There's got to be a better.
What is
Does
it
it show
that
it
you
on this
see
one?
between the stairs, by the way? The batteries?
No,
A
there's.
fi- a
Oh,
f-
here we go.
yeah, so you can see the
COPV.
fifth COPV right
You
there.
guys are amazing. Like, that's
So
crazy. How do you even
it's.
know that?
I don't know how you saw that. That's so COPV battery, and then the 4 COPVs on top.
Yeah,
Okay, so all of these ones are, I'm guessing, connected to each other. Um, so that means you have 4 of one thing, and then the one on the bottom is something completely different, most likely, and
i-
also probably the same on the other side, I'm guessing.
it's possible. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I thought was interesting was even with the gimbaling, it'd be 26 linear actuators. It still seems to be just the 2 batteries, uh, just one on each chine.
Wait, it, shouldn't they have less COPVs if they got rid of the? That doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna let you think about that one.
But I mean, they use the COPVs for the thrust vector control, right? Before? Oh
No,
wait, it was hydraulic, right? So
yeah, it
that
was
it,
all
it
hydraulic.
wasn't. Okay, okay, never mind. In the HPUs. Wow. All
Yeah.
right, let's move on.
uh,
So let's get back into the air. Uh, where was I? This one. Um, so from this view, you can. It's kind of hard to count them here, and I'm lost. I'm trying to find the. Here we go. I guess you can see it. So did you notice it from the air at all? I mean, it's hard to.
I did draw it out for uh in my DMs with Rohan. So I took the height of one COPV, put it on top of the others, and you could see where there was an extra little black dot. Uh, yeah,
So what we haven't answered is what are they going to do with the stabilizer pin?
that's one of the questions that remains. Yeah. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah.
And the stabilizer pin, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, is the 2 stabilizer pins on the side of the transport stand that help the booster get guided off of the transport stand when it's being lifted by the chopsticks. So have not seen the solution for that yet, um, which is very interesting. So the is there anything else on in the Mega Bay right now?
There's booster 10's methane tank off to the left.
Plus a whole bunch of scaffolding in the back. Oh, the tanks inside the scaffolding still, right? This is
Uh,
this is 2
that
tanks, right?
I don't think there's anything inside of the scaffolding. That's where the LAX tank for 9 was, and they just lifted it out. I think that might be like a proper workstation now. I think they have the scaffolding inside, and I think that's Booster 5's transport stand in the middle. Uh, that they
Wait,
said
where?
the booster. Well,
Right here.
we know that Booster 5's transport stand is in the wide bay. It's been in there for a long time. And I think that that's what that scaffolding ring is. It's the transport stand surrounded with scaffolding.
Wow. Oh my god, that is crazy.
What do you
So
see?
it's like the transport stand is now a workstation.
Ah,
Seemingly.
Dang. Well, that's interesting, and it makes sense. I mean, because it allows them to stack. Well, that's weird though, because usually when they put the booster on its transport stand, it doesn't leave there until it ever goes back until it goes back on the launch mount, right? So like you're taking it off of one transport stand to put it on top of another one and then do the stack. Wait, you said that the lock section was in here, right, Jax?
So pardon me?
You said the lock section was in here?
Lox tank was in there, yeah. So that has the 20 mounting points on the bottom.
Okay, so so they lifted it out first and then put it onto another transport stand and
They
then stack it.
Yeah, so they had Booster 7's transport stand in the wide bay. Then they took it off of Booster 5's transport stand, put it onto Booster 7's transport stand, then stacked it.
Interesting. Huh. So that
Which
scaffolding will be there for a long time then.
which also means that Booster 7 is now stuck on the OLM.
Oh yeah, huh. Interesting. Well,
what
that's
would be
good to
the
know.
purpose of that though? Why would they want it stuck on the OLM?
Because they don't think it's going to leave the OLM again.
Well, I didn't even really consider that, but that's
What?
breaking news, Jax. Except for the fact that we have another one under construction at Sanchez. So
Of course, but
if we get lucky, or actually, a lot of people want it to come back off, or don't want it to come back off, but I don't know. I think they still have some things to do. Well, they could probably install that outer shielding, but I don't know because with the way that the additional shielding that's been added on to the launch mount, I just have a feeling that they're not going to be able to do that. So we will see, though. It's some speculation. We're going to get to that when we get to the launch site. I'm going to take a quick second to remind everybody, if you have not hit the like button yet, um, please go ahead and do us a favor and do that. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm to kind of get the stream more visible, put it in front of more people so they can learn all the cool things that are happening at Starbase, just like you guys do. So thank you guys again for joining us and appreciate your help with that. And Indy, actually, do we have any donations that we haven't covered? Jackson and I have kind of been blabbering for a while, so.
We do actually, and I've been quite involved in your blabbering, so I enjoyed it greatly. We want to acknowledge and say thank you to Crane Man, who donated $50 today. Thank you so much, Crane Man. You are amazing. Rocket came in with $9.99, and then Pumpkin came in with €10. We also have and she says thank you all. There is also a philosophy, a thought, perhaps. Sergeant Snipey was saying maybe those tanks that left KSC that are heading towards Brownsville are going to replace the tanks at Sanchez site. I know we were at Sanchez site a while ago, but just something I wanted to run past you gents real fast.
Place the tanks at Sanchez?
That's what he says.
Um,
She said. They say.
well, let's see. So, I'm guessing she's talking about these ones. I don't know. I feel like if they were going to replace these ones, they would. Uh, I don't know. I don't see a reason to replace these ones, but because all they're doing is producing liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen here. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted additional liquid oxygen storage from what they currently have. But they would probably be doing some work to widen this area, I think, because it's not going to be easy to get that out. But on top of that, we do have one more tank right here, and that one is, sorry for zooming out so fast. Um, I think it's the same size as these ones, but it's ribbed. And this one I think may go to the Sanchez site once they finish that other, or sorry, not Sanchez, Massey's, once they finish the other third base. But if those 3 tanks show up to Starbase, then we now have 4 tanks at Starbase needing a home. One of them will go to Massey's for sure, and we don't know where the other 3 will go. And we also don't know if there's more than 3, so there could be even more coming behind those ones. And again, I will more than happy to speculate on that once we get to the launch site, because that's going to be pretty interesting to talk about. So I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about the mid bay though, really quick. Unless, oh, sorry, you had more questions to go through, right?
No, that was it actually. We're good to go. Please
Okay.
carry on.
Dex, did we already talk about the mid bay?
Not yet, no.
I think this may be the best angle I have of it right now.
Mid bay's getting a
Um,
lot of love lately, yeah.
yeah, finally. I feel like that for a while they weren't doing much in there. But it seems like a good place to do nose cone construction, or like
Apparently.
integration, right?
Yeah, they've been working on a lot of the parts of Ship 26 there. I don't know if you have the photo up yet, but
The ground photo.
well, I have any photo. We have flyover photo looking into the mid bay would be
Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to switch this over.
oh boy. So yeah,
Oh, you were looking at it.
right here we have, if you look in the mid bay, you have the tank section for Ship 26, all naked and bare.
No
Wow.
towels.
I know we have some other photos of the mid bay, but the just to the left of it, the nose cone stack is
1 second, I might have an another picture in a different area. Let's see.
sure.
Um, was it from like really far away, like a long distance one?
I don't know. I'll have to pull it up and
I do
we'll
not see
see.
it
Jaxie.
actually.
I think you
Um,
may have broken Jaxie a bit.
I'll do it myself.
Right?
Um,
hey, I'm trying. I'm looking for it right now. Oh, I got it. I
okay,
got it.
perfect.
This is actually I labeled this a Star Factory picture, so that's why.
Darn
So
you,
yeah,
Zach.
yeah, you have the nose cone over on the left. That's getting worked on. Tank on the right, and yeah, both halves are for Ship 26. And what
You
more
know,
can be said about Ship 26?
it would be awesome if they could remove the top of this building.
Yeah, it's
And do what?
They could stack. They could actually stack the nose cones in there.
Oh,
well,
but isn't that what they're going to do? Sorry, Jaxie. Isn't that what they're going to do in Star Factory?
Well, no, I mean put the nose cone on top of the payload section.
Oh,
they,
my bad.
I feel like they'd want a bridge crane to do that, and I don't know if a building is properly constructed to support a bridge crane.
Probably not. You're right.
There you go, coming in with reason and logic again, Jax.
Yeah, I guess
Uh,
it probably can't do that, but it would be nice if they. I mean, I'm surprised it can't. I mean, I guess with the nose, an actual nose cone is probably pretty heavy though. So, especially if you throw the flaps on there. So,
I don't know.
yeah.
To your point, there's not a lot of can't at SpaceX. There's just not right now.
yeah. I mean, we haven't. So now they don't even use the cranes out here anymore, right? They stack it in the high bay first and then move it over.
Yeah, no more stacking in mid bay. That's
I
it's just
really like that.
storage and work. That's it's just kind of like an enclosed workspace now.
That's pretty cool though. It'd actually almost be cool if they had another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
Because
it
they could.
is. It'd be nice if it was taller. It'd be cool if you could just kind of like have a workstation for a full ship. But I mean, it's still a good concept. I mean, it works.
Yeah, I really like that mid bay. I initially I thought they may tear it down, but obviously that's not happening. I also was hoping that they would end up with another mega bay out here at some point, but we haven't seen any plans of that either. I mean, um, the other thing to note is the fact that we haven't seen any progress out of the mega bay Florida, like
Oh,
0. So it seems like all cards are in on Starbase right now until they get orbital. Um, I think they're having an issue with the Mega Bay, like with getting permitting or something like that for it. I'm not really sure what the story is on that, but um, yeah, for some reason it's behind in progress. But yeah, back outside of here, Jax, did we have anything else? Oh, yeah, this is one thing I wanted to mention. Uh, kind of said a few weeks ago that they would most likely add another, um, like a footing onto the high bay. So it looks like they've started to do that. So now they have one on either side, and the same thing with the Mega Bay, which also has the one on the backside. Um, they don't have what's on the backside of this one. I forgot. Nothing, right?
that's my answer.
Hey, that was a very clear and thorough answer. Thank you. I
Yeah.
understood completely.
Yeah, they don't have anything there yet. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they did add something to the backside of this one as well. I mean,
One
there
of
we
your
go.
best ones yet, Jaxie.
I really am fantastic.
I actually would have to agree with that. Honestly, I would actually have to agree with that. You are pretty freaking awesome.
Can't really show it from this angle, unfortunately. All right, so
I, I guess if we want to talk, if we zoom in on these domes out front of tent 3 here, welcome to the dome yard.
so this is the
Um,
new dome yard.
that's the dome yard now. The old dome yard is completely gone.
It's the incredible
Um,
shrinking dome yard.
if
I
we
wonder-
head over to the old dome yard, uh, this week, some people who watch Rover One camera noticed that a nice stand was moved to the scrapyard, and you might notice that there's no more sleeving stand. So
Oh wow.
the sleeving stand was scrapped this week.
She is a gone.
So
Which means that no more
they're
sleeving
sleeving in the
operations.
Star Factory.
Yeah, it's all confirmed to be in the Star Factory,
Our worst suspicions are true.
which is what we had deduced from the photos we'd seen, but they're done outside. No more.
So both sleeving and flipping of domes are now inside of the Star Factory.
Yeah, so there's a fair chance we will never ever see a sleeving or a flipping again.
Not never ever.
Never ever.
Ever, never, ever, ever. Speaking of the old dome yard, there's a new booster thrust puck outside.
Where?
Uh,
Oh, right here.
yeah, this was delivered. We missed the delivery, but it was sometime within the last week. Should be for maybe booster 14. But we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. That's just counting them and adding it all up.
Let me get to a better image of that. I actually want to take a pause really quick because there's something that we should have talked about inside the ring yard, but we didn't.
Cool.
And let's look at these ground angles really quick because we got some cool stuff. So we'll start over here. And actually, but we do have that dome out there. 27's nose cone. What is this different?
Are you maybe
Sorry.
switch over your photo?
Sorry.
We're still looking at the
Gotcha.
new dome yard, yeah. Yeah, 27 snow cone.
I was just wondering, is this the same as it's been before? Like all of this whole setup right here?
I think so. It's very deceiving once the flaps are there. But yeah, that's where the
Out the tiles?
chopsticks. That's where the chopsticks slot in.
Yeah, I guess we haven't seen it without tiles on it before, huh?
No, everything about this hinge and area is very, very deceiving because we rarely see it.
Ugly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get over to these images right here because,
Ooh.
man, I'm sure most of you have seen this by now because it was the thumbnail for today's episode. But yeah, Mauricio happened to catch them unloading 4 Raptors at once. And I don't think that's ever happened before, right?
It's very, very rare. I think they've done it before, but I think this is telling that they're shipping a lot of engines fast to Starbase.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they're in a rush for booster 9, and these are all 9's engines showing up.
I would say that is a fair possibility, yeah. And those could be the new electric TVC engines.
Oh yeah, we
Although,
won't even see them because they mount right here, right? So they're
yeah,
just not showing up with that in there installed.
yeah.
We noticed anything else different about these?
You know, we thought there were some differences, but there weren't many actually. I don't know 100. I really don't know if it's just the electric TVC or something, but those, I mean, they're good-looking engines. But they aren't glaringly different.
What is this?
So this was something I had. It was Mr. Tate talked about
John?
last night. So that's where either the QD or the vehicle would connect in for engine spin up, and they leave it detached because it's either when they decide if it's a center or an R boost, it connects either to the vehicle or to the RBQD.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Allows them to actually keep all of the engines the same. Because they
Yeah.
were, I mean, I feel like there was like 6 different types of Raptor ones, if not more.
Oh, probably more.
Probably more, yeah. But these ones are actually closer to being the same. And so where you're saying that well, they are the same now, right? They literally they can be either one.
Yeah, the sea level. There is at McGregor. There's no, or not Hawthorne. There's no R boost or center engine. It's the sea level engine that they manufacture. And then at Starbase, they just do. So like if you look at the R boosts on Booster 7, they all have gimbal arm mounts because they're all the
Really?
same engine. Yeah.
Wow,
Even the RVACs do.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight
Uh,
for non-gimbling
it,
engine. Like
it
there's
just
just
sho
20 of them.
it just shows that they're prioritizing manufacturing over optimizing the mass right now.
That makes sense. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty incredible. I mean, I it's definitely a rare sight to get to see. So, man, that's really crazy that you happen to just get out there. Did you see it pull up, or did you just happen to see them unloading it um, as soon as they started, Mauricio?
I actually drove past it and I didn't see it. And Chief told me, "Did you get the Raptors?" I'm like, "What Raptors?" He's like, "They're over there." So I went back and got the shot to them before I took off.
Well, shout out to Chief.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
thanks, Chief.
Yay, Chief.
And then somehow you posted it before he did.
Yeah.
Because he had to wait to get back. But the cool part right here is looking at where we're at on the numbers.
Yeah,
146.
186.
Is that 186?
Yeah. I mean, we're
So
nearly at Raptor 200. I know one of the photos Mauricio took of the Raptor coming off of the truck, it showed the thrust chamber assembly serial number was 207.
really,
Yeah, it's one of the ones where it's being carried off by the forklift.
so there's about 130, 150 engines sitting somewhere. Do you think they're all at Starbase?
Well,
Most of them?
it's a tough thing because Booster 7 is a weird one. It has engines ranging from like mid 20s to 109. Like it's a very strange booster because generally you see them all around one, like they're close numbers, but they've all just been throwing them around wherever, and I think the explosion had a hand in that.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
But yeah, they're sitting around.
Wow. Yeah, this is pretty awesome to see. I can't even imagine how much this weighs trying to move all these. I feel like I would be stressed out the entire drive if I was carrying 4 Raptors. I'm glad that's not my job. Um, and was there anything else in these ground images too that I wanted to show before we
Uh,
oh, inside the tents.
oh yeah. Now you have the nose cone for ship 28. It's coming along. They have a lot of tiles on it, and we noticed that they actually changed
Whoa,
the.
look how clean that is, dude. That is easily the cleanest nose we've ever seen.
It's beautiful. I mean, the tiling guys haven't done a nose cone in months, so
So they just took their sweet, their, Put a lot
This
of
is
Yeah.
pride
so
into this one,
funny.
huh? Like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
rush.
This is their baby.
I feel like as soon as you
Um,
said that, I thought of Jessica. I was like, Jessica's been here.
um, but yeah, we
Yeah.
noticed that the tiling pattern, like that wraps down around the flaps on the leeward side, they changed it, and it's a lot less jagged now. It's a lot smoother. There were a lot more bumps if you were to compare it to something like Ship 25. It's a much smoother line going up on the side there. So
Wow.
always changing stuff.
Yeah. Did they add was there, hold on, let's look at the was there
By the
5 of the or 6 of these on 24? Or
Yeah,
is there
they just they have the tiles on Ship 24.
right.
They're
Okay.
not done yet.
Man, that is awesome. Yeah, like I said, easily the best nose cone that we've seen so far. So definitely coming a long way with that application process, it seems like, or they have more time to clean it, I guess, than they have in the past. Um, but yeah, that's pretty awesome to see. So let's hop back up into the aerial view. And I'm kind of showing the Star Factory right now once I swap.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you want some questions? I got a couple.
sure.
John Dobker asks, what happened to engine 42? It was the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Do we see 42 on there anymore?
42?
Yeah.
I don't get
42.
it.
I'm not sure where 42 went. I mean, it's probably on B7, maybe?
Wait, is this a real thing? Like, is there a
Yeah.
joke I'm missing on?
No, it's
Just
just
the
serial number
Guardians.
42.
Yeah, and the
Serial
galaxies.
that
Whatever.
flew on SN8 for Raptor 1.
How do you know that?
How does he not know that it's Jaxie?
Like, how do you? I get, like I said, it seems like 42 is like a famous engine or something.
Because
Fun
it's the
fact,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Not Guardians of the Galaxy. What is it called, Jaxie?
uh, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay, that
Uh,
explains it.
um, Hey, Ship 20's first engine sets were center engine 59, 62, and 66, and RVAX 2, 4, and 5, I think. I know that off the top of my head. I don't know why, but
Hey, do you think that this is actually painted black, or are these like heat shield tiles on top of the roof?
What if it's a
uh,
Tesla
the,
roof?
the flat building.
Well, that's actually a good point. They haven't put any. I would be surprised if they don't put solar panels on the top of these buildings, but at the same time, we haven't seen any like renders showing that they would do that. I mean, it seems like it's a no-brainer, but um, yeah, kind of kind of sad that we haven't seen that yet. But do we have anything additional like insight on? Wait, oh, I thought they were getting rid of some of the bakery over here, but I don't think so. I think they have finished or we're getting close to finishing this, but we haven't really like learned any more about what it is. Um, And I would say most of the Star Factory, we can't really like, there's not much to talk about it because um, everything's happening inside, which sucks. But on the outside, it's looking pretty nice. And the actual, the drains are finally all finished. You guys can see that they got all of those gutters finished and they have um, poured the concrete back down there. So, I mean, this building is literally complete now, from at least from the outside. Um, we have still seen more of the parts out here that need to move inside that haven't yet. What? Oh wow, look at this. They got like all these stainless steel rolls out there now.
Oh, so much stuff we're gonna miss.
Well, didn't they move those from the scrapyard next to the scrapyard?
I think that's where they stored them, yeah. But yeah, this is like the new little storage lot for all of the dome parts, random parts, and junk.
Yeah. Well, so we'll just literally see stainless steel rolls show up and then starships pop out on the other
Oh,
side. That really sucks. I mean, at least this thing is still out here. You know, you still get to see um, them actually install the payload sections or the PEZ dispensers into the payload sections. But even this is
for
seems to be
now.
missing some stuff right now. There's nothing
Aren't
out here.
Um,
they aren't they about to hook up that dispenser right there to the crane? It's
I
right
think,
below the.
yeah, you're right. I think that they're just storing the crane over top.
Okay.
They've been pulling out all the gantry cranes from 1 and 2 and storing them out there.
Oh, I didn't realize this was in here.
Yeah,
Oh, so you're saying that the gantry cranes from 1 and 2 are these? That's where these are from? Okay, there is that
they
payload
should be.
section there. So the other thing I wanted to ask, what are they going to do with this area if it's not the dome yard anymore? Do you think that we're really well? I guess we have. Is this actually a cut in the ground, or is it no?
I mean, well, that was one thought, yeah. It's, oh, it kind of juts off to the side there.
That might be the image.
Yeah.
Let's check it from. Oops, that's not going to get us there. I'll swap to this one. Oh, no, definitely does it. I can't tell if that's broken out concrete or if that's. I mean, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, it kind of lines up. I think Max Q was saying that it lines up perfectly with the edge of the Star Factory.
It's very close if it's not perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so they could be preparing to doing certain things like that to prepare to take this down. Um, what else do we have out here? I can't tell if these are parts from inside there as well or not. Random downcomers,
It's just a
tons of
bunch of
steel
yeah.
moving here. Move to another angle.
I like the idea of random downcomers. Random downcomers.
Just laying around.
Just laying
So
around,
random.
catching
Sorry, I was
themselves a
trying
little
to
sun.
here.
Oh, sorry. That's what we do in Cali, not in Texas.
I'm trying to get a better angle on these plates right here to see if they've actually started doing anything with them. Because we have seen, oh yeah, these are all cut out right here. So we have seen them add more of them onto the launch mount. Dude, look how many of these are out here. These are definitely, I feel like these are all going to the launch mount.
It's a lot of steel.
Oh wow. They could even go on the side of the tower though.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're gonna have to get to the launch site here at some point and talk about that.
Thick steel.
Yeah, man. Well, because they've been doing some stuff to the side of the tower, which we're going to cover. Let's keep moving on. I haven't seen anything else new out here, so Jackson, unless you have anything you wanted to cover out here, then maybe we will move
Hey,
forward.
friend, can we slow down the image movements a little bit?
Yes.
Thank you,
Sorry,
sir.
I'm
No,
trying
no,
to.
it's okay.
Um,
um, Go ahead.
yeah, there's not much. I guess I think we talked about it last week. I wasn't here. I don't think I was here last week. But there are the 2 grid fins off to the right for B10, or what we assume are for B10.
So it's still
Um,
missing two. They're probably in there being painted, right?
yeah, there should be inside. Yeah, it's that's it, pretty much it.
Fun times. And there's a better view of that
Yeah.
thrust plate, or what do we call it? So let's hop over to Massey's then, or not Massey's, the BFC shed or the old BFC shed, and then we will get over to the launch site because it is already 2 o'clock. So I'm a little bit behind on where we're usually at. And also
You're
while we're
actually
over here,
good because we started at the half hour. So the
yes,
fact,
and
yeah,
oh yeah, good point, good
yeah,
point.
that's
I
all.
forgot about that. Cool. So yeah, we are over here at the backside of the crane storage parking lot, and not a lot of changes back here. We have seen they finished the concrete pathway up here. They've It looks like they're about to start the one going down this way soon, so they can complete this loop. But other than that, I don't think there's much else happening down here. What are these street signs? I think that's what those are. Um, yeah, not much happening back here from what I can tell. So we may actually be good to go to the launch site. Actually, we need to check on the I'm anxious as always to go to the launch site, as always. But
That's
let's
why we
see.
call you Stage Zero Zach.
What is going on?
So, is this the launch site? Are you there?
No,
Oh,
no, I'm looking at the uh the base for that building that we're expecting back here.
yeah.
They got all these little trailers back here. I feel like this might be another trailer park instead of an office. Hmm. Yeah, just been checking in on that one every week to see if there's any progress back there. But uh, yeah, that's weird. It looks like they're about to put conduits down underneath it or something. And same thing over here. The tiny homes are coming along very slowly. You'd think tiny homes would be super fast to build, you know?
You totally would. You would think they would be like prefab.
Oh man. So let's go to the suborbital pad. We're gonna hit the launch site right now. And if you guys haven't done so already, please do us a favor and hit that like button. Try not to say it too many times to show, but it does help us out. So thank you very much. And what do we got going on over here? There
Can
is a
I
lot
just tell
actually.
you how many times now that I've heard people say suborbital or suboptimal since our little friend has said it? Like, never had I heard it before. Now, literally, once a day, at least once a week, to be honest, someone will say, I heard it at work. Someone said suboptimal. I was like, is Jax here? Jaxie, do you work are you where I am? Jax, have you not told me the truth?
Uh, and ironically, I would call this suboptimal pad B. So, um, yeah,
You know what's
it's
weird? It's almost looking like more and more every time that C is gonna be down here. I don't know if that's even possible though. That's super close to the road.
that's why I don't think C's an actual firing stand.
Right,
So,
just a regular test stand.
I think yeah, it's gonna be. I think whatever supposed C is just gonna be some type of cryo stand. They could do ships, boosters, test tanks, whatever.
is this where they think that there might be another tower? Because there's another piece on the launch site that is square and cornered off.
We will touch on that one here shortly.
Okay.
It's similar to this, but it's on the other. It's on the by the orbital pad. Um, but yeah, we haven't seen much else work over here. We do see that the grass is growing back in here. They still have all these culverts for something. Um, you know what is different though? So last week I believe it was just a path like this, um, and now they are actually adding more dirt this way
Yeah,
slowly.
it's all getting a lot more built up.
They don't have the rock barriers or whatever you call them on this side, so I don't know if they're fully building that. Or sorry, they don't have it around the edges yet. So we'll see how long it takes for them to actually build this up. But I just get excited in general about the launch site expanding. So it's really nice to see them get that work done quickly. And then, you know, every time they actually build that stuff up, it's not like they're just covering land. You know what I mean? I'm pretty positive something will go here pretty soon. Um, so it'll be exciting to see that. But we have 25 sitting here on the suborbital pad A, and they did that. They did a puck checking. Did they do the puck checking, or did it was it just like ambient pressure test?
So they did an ambient pressure test on Friday, I think. And then just yesterday after the flyover, you can see they had the cribbing set up. They brought the crane over, attached it, depressed the tanks, and then repressurized the tanks and detached the crane. Not 100% sure what they did, but they did something.
So we're assuming that they'll probably still need to do a full cryo on this first, um, and then send it back to the build site to get engines installed. Well, they actually, sorry, they can install engines on pad B if they want to, right?
They can. Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to roll back because they really don't have a lot of space in there in the high bay right now, anyways. So this is almost like an engine installation pad. But I think they have some other things that they've been doing to suborbital pad B. So let's see if I can grab the ground image of that. I think we have one. Actually, I'm looking through these and I don't see it. So maybe we don't. No. Okay, that's fine. But they're still working on the actual framework for pad B. So we haven't really been able to fully tell what they're doing to it. I think this angle may actually show it a little bit. I mean, it definitely looks a lot beefier. It's really hard to tell from up here, but they have all this scaffolding around the QD area. Man, this is interesting. I wonder if they're actually going to turn this into a real, like a bigger QD. You know what I mean?
It'd be interesting because I mean they're definitely up to something there, and something prompted this. I'd say. Generally they don't do something this major out of the blue.
What do you think prompted it? Do you have an idea?
I have no clue.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, so we normally would have some more ground images of these, but Mauricio wasn't able to stay long enough to grab a ton of images for that this week. So we have a little bit limited ground footage for this week, but so we're gonna have to rely on the aerials for this one. I feel like I took a picture of this when I was out there, but I don't remember if I did or not. So yeah, suborbital pad B still getting upgraded, and I mean with that happening, I doubt 25 will come directly over here, right? Because the scaffolding is probably in the way of that. So maybe it does have to go to back to the build site for engine
Is it
install.
is it just me or do those new gray, like on the stand there are gray panels? They look like they stick out underneath the ship more.
It's elongated the whole circle. What used to be more of a
Like
circle?
like compare it to the clamps. If it goes like up almost in line with the inside edge of the clamps, whereas the other panels, I don't
Oh,
think
I
they
see
do.
what you're saying.
Oh wow,
Unless I'm
No, but
they
if you
must
look
have changed.
on the left, it looks
Here,
oh,
like it lines up.
it might just be shadows.
I'm gonna grab an older image, just so we can compare it to like a month ago or something like that. Um,
Yeah, be forewarned, it might just be shadows.
I don't think so. I mean, it looks okay. This week we had the ship on there, so that's not gonna work. And sorry, just give me a second. Can we go through some more questions while I'm searching for this, actually?
Of course, we
If we
actually
have
have
any?
donations and questions. So let me start off with the donations and a couple of statements. John Dockard was kind enough to donate $10 and says, "It's been done. Let's do it again. Go for 1,000 likes." He's challenging you all in chat and anybody else watching or listening. Um, let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes. That'd be amazing. And then we also have a $10 and $30 $10.30 donation from Jim Shrive, who says, "Thanks for keeping track of all the dirt. It's the dudes. They like the dirt. That's all I can say. I got nothing." Um, and then we have a question. Well, let me give you the two shout outs first. John Dopker actually is a longtime RGV supporter and said, "Victoria and I just want to say thanks to Mauricio and the entire RGV crew for all you've done, not only for us, but also for space nerds everywhere." And I just thought that was cool. We love the fact that Victoria listens and watches. Hopefully she's learning as much as I am, if not more, so that she can take over this seat one day and do a much better job than me and actually participate, because I mean, I
Whoa, are you
participate, but
giving your job away?
what?
Are you giving your job away?
No, no, no. I got time. The kid's still young. She's growing. When she's ready, she can gladly. I'll be older, so she'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm not worried. I'm all about bringing in the youth, my friend. Um, just not the dudes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And then Astro Joe echoes John Docker's sentiments and says, "Thank you, RGV team." And then the question that I have for you all is from 55 Chevy Guy. And he wants to know, did you notice the size of the payload dispenser opening is different on ship 28? It's slanted top and bottom. I know we're not looking at the ship right now. I apologize for that, but that was the question.
So that's something that got me when we saw it come outside on ship 27's payload bay. I messaged Rohan about it. I was like, hey, it looks like a different shape. But if you look at the edges of it, there's like this black
Do we have a picture of
tape
it?
or wrapping, not from Mauricio, I don't think. There's like this. It's that black wrapping around the edge. It doesn't bend to the curve of the door properly, making it look that way. But it does have it is the same shape. It's just an illusion, I guess you could say. I thought that too, but Rohan very nicely told me I was dead wrong.
Very nicely. I'm sure he was very kind.
Very kind person.
So check this out really quick. I'm gonna show you the older version of this, the before. Okay. And it looks like all of the edges were more straight.
Yeah, it's like a
It
prop.
wasn't perfect.
It's a hexagon.
Yeah, and it's definitely not a hexagon anymore.
Didn't I say they elongated it? Y'all don't listen. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's
Yeah, I don't know what they like, why they did that. That's kind of weird. I don't get.
But to Jaxie's point, if those things are actually extended and they lip under, right, Jax?
well, maybe I don't know. I was
What were you
speaking off the
thinking when
top
you
of my
were?
head.
And what
I
did
just
we?
noticed something seemed off. That's what I noticed.
Huh. It's interesting. I wonder if by bringing it in more, they stop there being like any space in between the edge of the skirt of the ship and the actual stand. So like the only way, like the skirt would be fully on top of the table, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like there's no like space in between it.
Were
Well,
they?
Actually, that's the case anyways.
the ship transport stands have 12 contact points. 6 are the clamps, but they have 6 other flat surfaces. So it's possible that they do something similar on this stand,
Where they add 12 of them.
where they just add like in between each clamp, they could do like a raised surface for the skirt to sit on.
So then you would be spreading all those forces out in like 12 locations instead of 6 as well.
They wouldn't clamp, but yeah, the downwards, kind of like sitting down, that'd be spread out. Be interesting.
Yeah, it's weird that they're both on the backside where they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I have to take a look at that more next week when we have a chance.
Can't believe I noticed
Mauricio, are you gonna do a
something.
flyover early next week or later, like towards the end of the week, since we kind of did one yesterday?
It all depends on the availability of the aircraft. It's still in maintenance, so I'm guessing any time between Tuesday and Thursday. It also depends on the weather. So
Okay. Well, I may extend my trip out here, so we'll see if I'm be around then.
Oh, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, I haven't had a chance to really go to Starbase during the daytime yet, so I'm almost gonna have no choice but to extend it.
Oh, why
Best
would
be
you want to go out
careful.
there?
He's already there.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's keep going over to the tank farm. There's some interesting stuff happening over there. Let me switch over to that view. Oops, that is not the tank farm. And
Ew.
oh, hold on.
Boost
Let's
rate.
see.
Ew. Yeah.
So,
Anyways.
Rocket, real fast, I have a question for you. Rocket Man's wondering, will Pad B become taller, or will they build a new suborbital pad, which is taller for ship testing?
Well, we haven't seen them make any moves to extend the height of that yet, so it kind of looks like it's going to stay the same, at least from what we can tell. Jax, were you about to say something about this?
I was just gonna say I saw boost rate and I said ew. Somebody in chat just mentioned that on the test stand, those corners which they pulled in, those are the ones without the RVACs, which might explain why it was just those two.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, okay, sorry. I meant those are the one spot, the 2 spots without the RVACs, because the RVACs is center windward, and then the 2 are on the leeward. So I don't know if that might be, maybe they don't want the flooring of the because the RVACs kind of lip into the skirt, right? So they can't extend the all of the corners in. Otherwise, you'd have the test stand underneath the RVAC.
It would be nice to show Nick's diagram of that, but it's his birthday, so I'm not going to ask him to do stuff.
It's Nick's birthday.
Ugh.
Jax.
So we happy birthday, Nick. So
Happy birthday, Nick!
we have 2 transport stands, 2 ships out. Wait, yeah, 2 ships out here. I was like, where's the other one? Full stack. So it's looking like we had the SPMTs underneath there yesterday, and so we kind of thought it was going to go back, right? But there are another pile of counterweights down here. Wait, those are for the crane though. Why is the crane's counterweights off? Are these for? Yeah, these are for the crane, right?
They look like it, but I think sometimes they just.
No,
It's a re-
they've never removed these before. Oh, they didn't even come off of here.
Sometimes they use crane counterweights on the SPMTs, I think.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I thought they only used these ones.
Oh, maybe. I know they've done it before, so.
Okay. So we are getting prepared for Booster 8 to roll back, though. I don't see.
Yeah, they.
Whoa, hey. When did this get here?
Oh, that's all the shielding for Booster 7 that they're putting on, I think. They have it
Oh,
stored
all
over
the from
here.
the center
Yeah,
engines.
yeah.
So they've been doing this all week. I actually got some images of that as well at night last time I was out there, because you can see all the in between the work stand and the bottom of the launch mount. I think Marisa probably even has some images of that too. So let me actually, we'll show that in a second. We're gonna wait till we get to the launch mount. The other weird thing that I noticed out here is this pipe with these trailers came back, or sorry, the trailer with the pipes came back, but they don't have any test stands out here. So that is kind of weird. And just a random thought that I wanted to point out, because I have a feeling something's going to happen with that. Are these more engine shielding parts right here? They look a little too big to be that.
I'm not sure, because I know the engine shielding is usually in halves, so. Be weird to have them assembled on the ground like that.
Yeah, it almost looks too large as well, unless it was an RVAC. But so moving forward, we talked about at the beginning of this show, you know, possible destinations for those for the tanks that are still coming to Starbase, and I've kind of been thinking that there's a slight possibility that they may need to replace one of these tanks. I was honestly hoping that they would upgrade the size of these so that they would be the same as these, because this is just like a really weird setup. But we really don't know where they're going. And one thought that I've kind of had for a long time, I kind of posted this on YouTube the other day, but if they are having problems with these tanks as far as like being too low to the ground, and so they're not building up enough, they don't have enough like head pressure or hydrostatic pressure because they're so low to the ground. It wouldn't really be easy to do anything about that. And just in general, you know, if they're having problems with the methane side of the tank farm, which to me it kind of seems like they are because of how often they end up swapping out these pumps. If that is the case, I don't think you could really like do anything about that without shutting down the entire tank farm for like several months. So I think it is a small possibility that they could move the methane side of the tank farm. And again, this is super speculation, but this base right here would be just about large enough to fit like 4 or 5 tanks side by side. And it's very similar to the positioning of the tank farm at KSC, which is directly in line with this. But I mean, it is also possible that, you know, a lot of people are hoping, oh, maybe this is the base for another tower. That would be pretty awesome, but the angle that it is sitting at, I don't think is right for that. It probably doesn't matter though, either way. It'll be interesting to see like how much they continue to build this up, and it is just very odd that it's they you know they could just be tricking us with this outline, you know, like let's throw an outline here and make people think that we're going to build another tower. Um, but definitely an interesting thing to keep an eye on. I think that was one of the questions that we had earlier, Indy, right? Was about this square.
Yes, there's some, I guess, discussion on the server about this being a third OLI, or yeah, an OLIT, another tower, not a third one, because there has to be a
I
second
mean, as
one
much as I
first.
would hope that would be awesome, I mean, it would be cool. But the thing about that, the reason why they would, a lot of people have asked, like, why would they build up this area first if they were going to build another tower? Like, why not just build the base first and then fill in around it? But part of building a new tower is adding tons of dirt in order to like push all the water out from underneath it. Um, and so that could just be what they're doing here, like, you know, prepping this for whatever comes next. And also, I do think it's a possibility that this square right here is temporary because if you notice around these edges, it's still the dirt still hasn't reached the top on all sides. So they could just be working their way out. But again, this outline was here last week and it has built up since then. So we don't really know what's going on with that. Um, but before I talk about the launch mount, I want to um, talk about some other stuff at the tank farm. Where is it? Oh yeah. Well, we have a ton of action going at the tank farm, and let's start with let's see if we have some ground images of this. I know that Dave. I wonder if Dave's watching. Dave had a really cool shot of this, but maybe Mauricio. Oops, maybe
I
Mauricio
have
has one
not
on the ground.
heard hide nor hair of Dave at all in chat, either chats.
Okay, he's probably out there on the site. But Dave had sent me a picture of the bunker. Let's look at this a little bit. See if I can see it from another angle. But basically, what we noticed was, oh, right here. So I gotta get it from this side. So we have this massive conduit coming down right here, and then entering the building, and then they've dug out this ditch right here. And where does it go to? Let's see if I can. Yeah, so far this conduit's going down here. We have no idea where it's going to go. Probably into the ditch, um, into here, and then down. Man, that would really suck if they did that. Mix it in with the. I mean, you don't want electrical down there with your cryo, right? But yeah, it's weird that this is coming down here. So what we think is happening is so right now they have all of these generators over here, and so we believe that they are using these to temporarily power the facility while they switch over to the new three-phase power from Brownsville. And so this right here, the new conduit being added in, could possibly be related to that. So them actually doing the last steps that they need to run the power to this facility. Um, but it's very odd. I would have expected them to have like pre-planned for that. So it's very odd to see this down here. Um, but we also have another culvert being dug right here, which goes all the way to the bunker. And this one, I mean, it's a weird cut the way it comes in here like this. I'm glad they didn't have the whole thing covered up, or we may not have noticed it. But I have a feeling that they might be laying some pipe down in there at some point, but we haven't seen it actually show up yet. Well, I guess we have. There's some pipes sitting on that truck over in the on the landing pad that we just talked about. But yeah, I'm kind of expecting it to go enter into this building um, for a reason that I'll talk about later. But yeah, it's interesting to see things like this happening inside the tank farm, especially right now. Um, so yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this to see what actually ends up going here. But I feel like it may be an additional grass vent, um, but way over here. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that. And speaking of grass vents, you can see how the frosted this one is right now. So it's kind of cool, like getting on these flyovers right after they've finished doing testing. And another thing I noticed actually too was um, this is one of the first times we've ever been able to see like all the methane return lines frosted as well too. This is methane being I think this is methane after a detank, returning back to the tank from the actual what do you call this? The condenser, methane condenser, recondenser. Yeah. So we
So
can actually like see it returning. We never see that.
Mr. Avery is here if you did want to ask him that question.
Does he have the picture?
Dave, do you have the picture?
Is he with us by voice too, or is he in the chat?
He's in the chat. He's in our studio. He's not by voice. I can make him voice ready if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Might as well, unless he doesn't have enough signal out there to do it.
Mr. Avery, you can now talk freely. This would be where you would say something, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
I'm just
Are you with us?
through the
There he is.
border station.
Well, you're gonna probably lose signal. I have a feeling this won't work out very well. Um,
Well, I'm
okay.
headed towards port. Anyway, I don't have the picture readily accessible, but your explanation has been good so far.
Okay.
Good job,
Good.
Zach.
Good to hear. So the three phases coming from Brownsville, right, and it's not been activated. Dave, you've actually been out there searching for it to see if it is active, right?
So it is active. It's on a temporary transformer, and the permanent transformer is coming close to being enabled, and at which point they will have to shut it to transfer the wires. So that there's going to be a power shutdown between what they got down and what the permanent one will be, and that's what I'm thinking the generators will be for. It's just for that like 1 day of shutdown.
Okay. Wow. All that done in 1 day. But it looks like these are kind of hooked up right now. The generators, they're tapped into the
Yeah,
power
well, they're
already.
hooked up to the transformers, but I don't think they're hooked up into the bunker yet.
Okay. That makes sense. So we got a major
So the
operation coming on
four
here.
generators go to one transformer, then that goes to a second transformer, and then that dives down into the bunker. I don't think the output of that's finally hooked up.
That makes sense. I see it ending right here. Okay. Great.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks for helping us out with
Thank
that.
you. I'm going to go back to driving.
All
Yes, sir.
right. Drive safe, Dave. So one thing I wanted to also point out that I think we will have all 5 LOX tanks in here soon because they've just ran power to the 5th one right here, it looks like. So obviously we have this one down here, which they have yet to put back in, but I think we will see that 2 of them installed here soon. Whoa. I keep hoping that they're preparing for another kettle boiler in here, but I've yet to see it. So continuing on. This one, this one, in my opinion, is going to be a big one to keep an eye on. And like I said, I will explain that in depth. Hopefully, the next few days. I gotta finish this next episode once I leave Starbase, so it might be a little bit. But
If
yeah,
you leave Starbase.
if I leave Starbase, yeah, I have a lot. It's been very, very busy down here. So, yeah. What else do we got going on out here? Is this concrete being dug out too? I can't see what
Looks
I'm
like
looking
it.
at.
Definitely looks like it. Or cryo stuff.
What? Wait. Oh no. Is that the hold on. This is where the I'm wondering if this is where the cryo tubes enter the bunker. Oh my god.
Oh no, so
They're
you're saying that the
digging down.
cement is freezing over?
No, they're digging it. They're
Oh.
digging down to the culvert that's down here. Holy shit. Sorry.
Why is that
Pardon
bad?
my
Why is
language.
that bad?
Whoa.
Because there's a concrete, there's a cap. Sorry. The culverts, let's go to the suborbital farm really quick and explain
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty major. And I know why they're doing that too. So suborbital. These are the culverts, and okay, so these are the culverts right here, and these are the caps. I have a feeling that Well, so the culverts that are down here, they lay the culverts and then they covered them in concrete. And
Yes,
so by covering them in concrete, if you ever needed to get in there again,
you have to
it's a
fill the
major
concrete.
major deal.
Yeah.
You probably have to replace the entire culvert. So this to me looks like they're cutting into that
Is that
where
show your mouse?
oh wait,
I think
I switched to the wrong picture, sorry. This to me looks like they are that like they've cut into it and they're searching, I mean not searching for it, but cutting into the lid of the actual culvert.
Why would they do that? Because there's a broken pipe inside?
No, they're trying to remove one of them, I think. Um Dang, that would be super major. I don't understand how they could possibly do this because it goes all the way back underneath the berm. So I don't know how they would do this, but that's what it's looking like so far. I need to probably get some other images to figure out exactly where the line of the culvert is. But phew, man, if they're really doing what I think they are, that's pretty intense. Um, don't know how I didn't notice that before. But we also have some interesting things on the backside of the bunker. Oops, sorry, the backside of the um, launch mount. Let me got lost here. Let's
I have questions.
yep,
No, but that's of the thing that you want to probably take a closer look at. So I'll wait till you take a
this
closer
right
look.
here.
No, the
This is
other
what I was
side,
gonna
what we were just looking at.
yeah, if you have questions on that, let's talk about that first.
Well, so what would be the reason why they would need to cut into it? Why are they cutting into it? Is it a broken inside the culvert is broken or something? Like what would prompt that sort of
It
action?
would take
Because
me a full hour to explain it.
okay, that's why. Okay. Well, we got an hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I flew to Starbase. Like my main goal down here was to get what I needed for this next episode, and it has to do with this situation right here, and it also has to do with this situation right here. So yeah, like I said, just be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to go into it because I've been working on that
Understood.
script for like three months. So it's just weird to see things happen as you're writing about them, and it kind of confirms things that I thought were speculation. So
And happens to you
yeah,
more
it'll
often
be
than not.
yeah, and that also forces me to have to rewrite some things too. So, anyways, on the other side of the where we got some more dirt over here, we've seen that they're putting a new footing in front of the OLIT, which is nice because as you guys know, there's only a really small path to like walk by over here to get in there. Um, and is that rebar sticking straight up?
Definitely looks like it, but
Interesting.
it makes sense, right? 'Cause
I so you know how on the other tower they have it so that the this wall is like I think wider or sorry or no, it's on the other side, right? Where it goes longer,
mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that is vertical what do you call it? Rebar or not, if that's like the beginning of a wall right here, possibly. Let's see if we got another angle.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go out there as soon as this is over and walk right up to it. Not up. I'm not gonna, break the rules, but I'm gonna go look at that is a wall for sure.
Up to the line.
Yeah, I think they may build this wall out a little bit, which makes sense. I mean, you're just protecting this box because it's just a steel box, so building an actual wall for like deflection makes a lot of sense. Um, wow,
Because we
they got a lot of stuff going on here.
learned that the metal or the concreted berm is not good for deflection, right? Or it does deflection. That's the problem.
That's opinions. I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
disagree with that,
Sorry.
but yeah, it's um, yeah. Wow, that's like I said, this crazy work right here, and you could see that it's actually the same thickness as the walls of the actual tower itself. So we're building walls, and there's another thing
No.
that's going on this tower as well too. So let's hop into the ground images.
Why is that trench black? Or
Which one?
the one on the left that you see there that they use for, yeah,
This one?
yes, the
Oh,
large black hole.
this black.
Yes, sir.
This is, I think that's just the material that they put on the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like some sort of black filler
Harpy.
material.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm stressed out now thinking about what they're doing. So I'm looking for this ground image that should be able to show us what I wanted to show on the tower. And some of you probably seen this week, but we have SpaceX has began shaving off the mounting points for the cladding that we were all hoping was going to be here. How far does it go up?
It goes up like 3 levels.
Yeah, so it ends right here.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, I guess if you didn't want to clad the entire tower, it could make sense to just install solid plates at the bottom, which I would love to see because they have all of this equipment down here at the bottom. So, a few weeks ago, I posted a rather aggressive tweet for some reason. Well, there was a reason. It was don't drink adult beverages and tweet, but I was angry
That's
about the tower, very angry while I was out at and this is such a weird thing. Like if you're out enjoying your night and all of a sudden you start thinking about stage zero, like you have a problem. But I'm very frustrated that all of this stuff is open in here. And I think I replied to Elon's tweet. I was like, so are you going to put that shielding on the tower? Because by my calculations, you got roughly 80 tons of steel, and that's 1/4 of the vehicle that should pass directly through here in the event of a RUD. Um, and I was like, please throw some cladding on the tower. And they responded by shaving off the mounting points. So
that was a
uh,
fun night.
look at this. Look, this is why you need it. Look at that damage.
Yeah, they still haven't fixed stuff from the explosion.
Yeah, come on. Throw some cladding. I have a feeling that's what they might do, but the thing about that is the if you put like flat plates here, you still have um well, number one, that wouldn't work all the way down here because there's the pipes coming in. And then also these bolts right here. I don't think you could just put a flat plate over that. So very odd. It's also possible that they could switch out the mounting, they're like add a different kind of plate up there altogether for a different type of mounting point. So, yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes on that. The interesting thing to note is that I think it's only on these two sides of the tower where they've been doing that so far. So the sides that are facing the launch mount are the two sides that they've been doing that on. So it'll be really interesting to see what they end up doing with that. Um, and also from this angle, what you can see is they've uh, this is the new one. So these were and the shielding right here was installed last week or the week before, and now they've installed the larger one on this leg. Man, that thing is gigantic. So
Yeah,
now we can no longer see the pipes in there until you get to about this level. So they've got another custom piece that's going to have to go up there.
I think it
Hopefully
went.
they haven't installed that yet. I'll get a chance to see them do it.
I think it went up last night.
Yeah,
Well,
Oscar's trying to like notify you that it's being discussed now.
Hmm?
well,
Check it out.
What's being discussed?
I've missed a lot of stuff at Starbase. Like I literally have probably 20 pictures of Starbase since I've been down here. So,
Backside of the
I mean,
Tower of Table might be worth a check, is what he's saying.
okay, well, I'm gonna have to go out there. So, yeah. Um,
He says they're covering the underside of the drawworks.
what?
That's what Mr.
Oh,
Roble
buddy.
says. Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
Well, yeah, we we got some more shielding that we should see on this leg, but I have a feeling this one will be the last one. Uh, oh, we got some tabs in here that they've installed to help locate it when they sit it on down on there, and I do see them. I don't think they haven't shaved this down yet. Uh, the booster shaved this part down, I think. Actually, I think they sprayed all this. I can't. I know this is painted still. That
Yeah.
that is not. This is. So yeah, they got a lot of work still left to be done on here. It'll be interesting to see if they put another plate on top of this. It has a, yeah, it does have a lip for it to sit on. So we will see another plate installed on this. Um, that's gonna look so cool when that's done. I can't wait for that. So let's see on the front side if we got anything new on here too. Well, what? They got a gate on here and
Yeah,
rails?
yeah, because they lowered down the platform. It's lower than it used to.
Really?
Yeah, it's hanging off of like turnbuckles almost now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Why? I wonder what they're doing.
I was wondering if it might be because they're doing so much shielding work for clearance, but I don't know for sure.
Man, I'm so close to being able to see the. Oh, it's not a good one. Really close to being able to see that back wall up there. I bet if I change the exposure on this, I'd be able to see it. But yeah, this is really cool. So I didn't know that they lowered that down either. That's interesting. And they have a whole scaffolding, a scaffolding. What do you call it? Rail, a walking rail, handrail, all the way around the side for safety. So that's interesting. I'm definitely going to take a look at that when I go down there. They also have installed. I think we talked about this last week, but these buckets right here, these steel buckets, are designed to from elevators. We were all chain with
Sorry, you're
the
potatoing a
sub.
smidge. We didn't catch what you just said.
Oh, okay. Am I still
Slightly.
potatoing right now?
There you go. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, these buckets right here where the chains should fall in, you can see the little guides right here where it guides it into the bucket so that it's not like hanging down to the ground like this one is currently. Actually, this one is attached to the oh, that's really sketchy the way they're doing that. Ooh, you could miss me with that. I'm not trying to work up there, but I'm sure it's safe.
It's safe enough.
um, yeah, we've seen them do lots of things. So just checking around here to see if there's anything else going on out here, which I do not see. They also last night were doing, I believe, some grinding up in this area, which is weird. Um, so yeah, tons of things happening out here right now still. But let me hop up to the aerial view one more time. Actually, hold on. Let's look at these full stack images because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, those are not to be missed, as usual.
So we have what was that?
People or
What is that?
vests? Vests?
Uh, I don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I think it's just the top of the elevator shaft thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's what it is.
Okay, shiny object. Um, so interesting to note that they still have the scaffolding up on this arm, so they're kind of doing work up here right now still. They're still not fully powering the chopsticks either, so they only have one, two, three. They only have, I can't tell if this is 2 or if it's 4. I think these are supply and then return. So there's 2 out of the 6
Yeah.
connections on here are connected. So the chopsticks are running at like a third of their max power right now, as far as like their ability to move quickly. So we still a year later have not seen the chopsticks move at full speed.
Oh.
Yeah,
We've seen it in renders and we've seen it in fast forwarded videos.
yeah. One of these days. But yeah, we still have ship 24 connected to the chopsticks right now, so that's interesting. I've seen some people speculating that maybe they will that they would do. Well, okay, I guess this is more of a question. Will they do the WGR test with the chopsticks closed? That's the question. I personally think they will because there's no reason to like open it unless you're doing static fire, because you're not really expecting like a shock wave to travel up through the vehicle.
Hmm.
So I don't see a reason to remove it, and it helps with overall stability and stuff too. So it makes sense to keep it there. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they actually end up doing that or not. But yeah, this is just amazing. I'm really excited to get out there before the sun goes down, hopefully. So this is just it, like seeing it in person is really crazy. I've been looking at it at night since I've been out there, but during the daytime is like completely different story. So let's see what else we got here. Do we have any more questions that we haven't answered, Indy?
We actually have a couple of donations and a question, yes, and then more detail on what the gents were talking about. First, I'd like to thank Dave Martin, who donated $9.99, and John Dopker with another $10, who says 1,000 likes might be asking a little too much on a Sunday, so he'll just settle for 600. And he said, let's get that, I don't know what the emoji is going, who's with me? And he's trying to, I don't know, boost up the crowd. That's what I'm trying to say. And then Carl Furstenberg asks you a question, and it has to do with all the plots that are listed for sale on the SpaceX or around SpaceX, Starbase actually, and asks if there has been some new updates of the plots around and somewhat inside Shipyard that SpaceX haven't been able to purchase yet. Do y'all
Wait,
know
say that
anything?
again?
So Carl's
No,
asking.
they're still for sale if that's what he's asking.
They're all still for sale. Okay, that's what he's asking.
Yeah, I saw the sign earlier last night, or no, 2 nights ago. Wait, was that the only question?
Yep, and then I got the 2 donations, and then the gents are talking about, so Oscar specifically is talking about OLIT and the Drawworks, that they look like they have cladding there that they're starting to put up. And I have images should you want them.
Sure, let's
All
see
right,
them.
let me put them in the
Yeah.
chat for you. There's one. And then Lucas also has something he wants you to see, and I'll put that in the chat after this one so you can take a look. And we can go from there. These 2 images are the ones that Oscar posted, and he's pointing out that there's cladding, or what they think is cladding.
All
And he's
right,
very
let me
excited because he
walk
wants you to know
over.
you're right.
Oh, they're lifting it right now.
I believe so, that they're doing it now. Yeah.
So you can see it in the bottom corner right here. Um, Listen, guys, this is gonna have to be a 2.5 hour show today because if I leave at 3:30, then it's gonna be dark by the time I get out there. So, uh, seeing stuff like this makes me feel like I'm missing it. So I definitely want to go out there. But that's really cool to see that they're starting to add that. I have a feeling this is going on the actual, yeah, as you said, did you say on the Drawworks?
So this is what he says. I saw him talking about the thing that they're building behind the tower under the drawworks. He speculated that it might be the beginning of a shield. It's being constructed right now, and the first shield parts are now in place.
Oh,
There you
interesting how
go.
that worked
Mm-hmm.
out.
You are a soothsayer, if
Very
nothing
nice.
else, my friend.
Hey,
And
it
Hone
works out
Win,
sometimes.
yeah, it does. Hone Win is very excited. He just typed woohoo, and he's been a member of a flight supporter member for 2 months now.
Well, let's
Everybody's
look at
excited.
this. Do you guys remember at the beginning of the show, I said that um, these were shielding for the OLM? I'm pretty sure that's what those are to cover the Drawworks. Just with the color of them, that's what it looks like to me. So, very interesting.
Oh,
Um,
and Hone also donated 5.99 euros. It says stay in Texas longer, Zach.
uh, Being here is very expensive. It's already been a very expensive week for me. But yeah, I may have to extend it a little bit. We will see.
55 Chevy guy also just donated $5. With a strange question, Mauricio, you can answer in chat.
What?
It's
Is
a strange
Mauricio a
question.
confirmed criminal?
Yeah, that's what is a strange question to me.
Why would he be a criminal? Okay. Interesting. But yeah, did we have any other questions that I hadn't touched on?
No, but Lucas had this image that he wanted you to see. Let me post this in chat for you. Sorry. Here you go. And Lucas is saying, that the
Oh yeah.
image
There we
you
go.
wanted to search for when the trench is, he's saying this is where the trench is with the pipes in it going under the now existing berm. So when you were talking about the pipes and them cutting it up and stuff,
Yeah.
he got you that
Let's.
image.
Thank you, Lucas. Let's line this up and see what we got. So, um, oh, okay. So I'm gonna swap over to the 12P. I think they may actually be. I'm gonna try and go back to it again.
Mauricio, Mauricio
See what I
answered.
lined up.
55 Chevy guy said he's on the run.
uh, I don't know if this lines up with that image. They could even be accessing the let's see, let's go back to that. It's possible that they're trying to access I'm not going to switch back actually. It's possible that they're trying to access these because that almost looks like it lines up and it would make sense with the whole power situation going on. Um, if they were trying to get down to here, because I can't tell. Let's see. One more
They
time
have
to line this up.
door type shaped things that are on the side of the other picture where you were looking. That's to the right of where they're digging that, they're gutting the concrete. See those door looking things, those 4-step door looking things to the right of the white?
Uh,
They go diagonal.
where?
In the concrete itself, look just
Oh,
above that, above where you're just
these?
there, below, just below those. You see those things
These?
in the cut? Yeah, those cut out in the ground.
Mm, I can't tell if those are cuts or not. They could be.
But
I mean,
those
it does look
seem
like it.
more like those 4 diagonal things you were looking at in the other photo to me. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
let's
What do I know?
go back to it one more time.
Oh, the comment that that 55 Chevy guy was referring to was Mauricio's tweet from earlier.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, this right here, this let me switch back one more time. Sorry, this is very difficult doing this to go back and forth between these two. Um, oops, I just pressed all kinds of wrong buttons. So yeah, this looks to me like those boxes are probably like right over in this area, but the edge of the culvert actually comes like right down through here. So I think that that's where they are approaching the edge. Like they drilled or they cut this line down here and then they cut this way so they can get close to the edge of the box. I think that's what they're doing. But oh, like I said, that's an interesting situation if that's the case. So we will keep an eye on that one. Um, what is this? Toolboxes? I got a lot of investigating to do. Um, yeah, sorry. I'm a little distracted right now if you guys can't tell.
Well, we are at the launch
Um,
site, so we understand.
yeah, very true, very true. So if we didn't have any more questions, I think we are like approaching the end of the show right now.
Yeah.
So I want to get a chance to make sure we cover anything if we haven't already. Um, and if
From
not,
my side, we've hit everything, all the questions and donations to date. And thank you all for your donations
Wow. Cool.
and your
Jax, did you have
questions.
anything else that we missed or should touch on really quick?
No, I'm happy with what we covered.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, if that is the case, then I think we may end the show here today so that some of us can get out there and go enjoy the launch site and meet up with Grandpa Joe and all them.
By some of us, he means
So
Zach.
yeah, for sure. So hopefully I'll get some great images for you guys while I'm out there. We'll see.
Yay! Thank you.
If so, I may post them to Twitter, but I've been posting most of my images to Patreon actually. So um, yeah, with that, that is all for me. And again, thank all of you for being here today. And I'll pass that off to Jax.
Yeah. So yeah, yet another stream done. Thanks for having me again. Um, It was a good stream. Better because I was here, but it was a fantastic stream. And yeah,
I agree.
yeah. Um,
Me too.
yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome.
Jaxie, it's always good to have you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Mauricio, you want to go next?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us today for this episode 5, and thanks to Zach for making last minute adjustments to, make this happen as well. Um, Thanks to all the team and people that donated. I'll pass this along to Indian Star here.
All right, guys, you know the saying, stage separation complete. Something, something, something. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Thanks, guys. See you next week.